listen, it has been a minute since I have done a video, but I just got inspired to do one. I was on Facebook and there was a post, and I think it said something along the lines of slow motion is better than no motion. It inspired me to share it, and when I shared it, I said everyone doesn't go at the same pace. It's okay to find yours. And it really hit me because I've always felt like I was going at a slower pace than other people. You know, in school, I remember times where I would pencil in any answer because it seemed like, you know, the rest of the class was finished with their test before me. I didn't think or calculate in my mind that maybe, just maybe, they rushed through theirs too, right? I'll give you a bit of transparency. Do I know that I'm easily distracted? Yes. Easily, very, very easily distracted. So I've always known that. Like, I could be reading a whole paragraph and get stuck on one word, and that one word take me all the way to the other side of the globe and back, honey. You know what I'm saying? And I would get, you know, a little frustrated with myself because I'm like, girl, just focus. So I would try all these different things. And over my lifetime, I've always felt like I was just behind. So fast forward, God gives me this dream. God gives me instructions to go into ministry full time. Now, this was when I was still in what they would call, you know, a messy state. I was still, you know, in my sexual addiction at the time. And so I felt like, you know, I'm supposed to do ministry full time. Then I started having kids. And, you know, as a mom, I'm like, no, you know, you don't want to do that while you have kids. And then you can't, it was just so much. And I was so discombobulated all the time trying to figure out what's what. Well, when I finally got my diagnosis for bipolar 1 and for ADHD back in 2013, right? I done been a mom of 4 kids before I got to this 5th child. You see what I'm saying? Here's the thing. It was never God that made me feel strange about it. It was never God. I always felt safe and comfortable with that presence that I was taught to seek for myself. I never felt as if I was hated. I used to question it because I used to get the message from other people that, you know, this was bad and that was bad and this was wrong and that was wrong, and, you know, couldn't really come to people and say, hey, I feel like I'm a little slow. I feel like I'm behind. Because here's the thing, I made great grades, right? So I had a pretty decent mind, I guess. But I've always only studied at my own pace. And so it took me 26 years to get a 4-year degree. Just received my Bachelor's of Science in Applied Psychology from University of Phoenix, whoop whoop. And it took me 26 years to get this 4-year degree. Well, here's where God comes in. And this is what I mean when I say God didn't make me feel bad about being me. I didn't even know that there was anything that they would consider to be wrong. And when I did find out that I couldn't take it to, you know, to the church and tell them that I felt like this is what I had, because it was like, don't claim it, don't name it, don't. It was a whole bunch of that stuff instead of giving me some type of understanding that I'm not a demon. Where God comes in, even with this bachelor's. Well, in October of 2024, maybe a little bit, no, it was before that. It was probably around April, May or something last year, because the cohort would have been in October. Well, a couple of my ladies nominated me for an honorary doctorate degree. And I did not accept it at first, you guys, because I felt like, here we go. I listened to all the people who talk, you know, about the doctorates and, you know, how the honorary doctorate, they don't believe in it and all that. And I'm not here to argue the point with anybody. But I felt that. I heard those words, you know, and I'm like, Shalonda, don't, you know, you don't want to ruffle no more feathers about this and that and the other, because you're already ruffling some feathers just talking about the love of God that encompasses everybody, right? And so don't make no more waves. Well, God dealt with me about that. And this is what God said to me. Now, I needed to understand it from me. So my kingdom within, where God governs within Shalonda, Holy Spirit driven in here, spoke to me and said, while many do their work in the classroom and then they earned their degree. You did your work in the field. And so those who nominated me for this honorary doctorate, I could not look in their face and object to what they believed about me, right? Now, I'm still taking classes, and if it take me forever and a day to get this doctorate in divinity and metaphysical science, if it takes me forever, I'm going to do it still, right? But this, God said, because here's the thing, I've been in coaching now for 15 years. I've been doing ministry for 10 plus years. I've been doing, I've been writing books for 18 years. And so while others were studying in the classroom, I was studying and researching on my own to do what needed to be done. I'm not discounting the time people spend in school, because again, it took me 26 years to get a 4-year degree and I finished it, right? And I'm going to go for some more education, but I've been certified so many times over because my pace is slower than others. And sometimes I'm distracted. So it's easier for me to learn in chunks than it is for me to learn at long range. At one time in my life, I would have been ashamed of that. But today I stand to say, God, you are so wonderful because you allowed someone else to say, I see the work that you've already done. Just because you don't do it the way other people do it doesn't mean that you didn't do it. So to anybody who has ever got their honorary doctorate degree because of something you've done in your field, you've been in there 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and someone said to you, I think that your work has spoken for itself. Your fruit is speaking for you. Here you go. Listen, I congratulate you too. I just wanted to say, whatever your pace is, go at your pace. Find your rhythm. Do what you have to do in order to be authentically you. That's when you put a smile on God's face. See, we may think that every perspective has to be argued, right? We may think that we have a better viewpoint or a better way of doing things than someone else. But if they have faith enough to believe in it and it works for them and it's for their greater good, because love does no ill to its neighbor, nor does it do ill to itself, as you learn and grow. Don't worry about putting so much pressure on yourself that you break because someone else does not understand you. I want you to visit me over at my coffee site. Link is in the bio. It's coffee.com/inspirational treasure. I want you to join me. We're just going to have some conversation, and we're going to talk love. We're going to talk emotional intelligence. We're going to talk about understanding people where they are. But yes, still taking responsibility for the things you need to take responsibility for. Listen, love is the solution to this whole thing. I don't know if you understand that or not, but what that means is I take you with every condition, no matter what it is, because there's no condition that God did not allow. Even just our creative minds, whether we created it with our own creative minds, that means he started that in motion. So you may not get it, you may not understand it, but maybe, just maybe, we can heal the land if we stop judging somebody else's pace. So if you're in this fast lane, but you need to be over to the right because slower traffic keeps right, then it's okay to get over and let them speed on by. But for those of you who are over in the slow lane and you see somebody coming behind you real quick, it's okay for you to continue to go your pace, because at that point, they're supposed to take the passing lane and go ahead and go. We got to begin to respect each other a little bit more. I pray that you understand what I'm saying. Thank you for joining me. By the way, I am the Inspirational Treasure, aka a whole lot of job descriptions, but most of all, I just love being a love walker. Many blessings.